So today I'm going to be talking about anger. Shout out to one of my followers for giving me the idea. So it's going to be me, your boy Seantaneous, talking about anger with this lamp. Have you ever tried to do that? Have you ever tried to like record yourself and then you can see yourself on the camera and you trying to like see if you can see yourself right quick? Okay. So anger, I mean like this is gonna be one of them um I don't know. LeBron James. This is gonna be an interesting topic because I ain't got the answers. Sway, I ain't got the answers. So all I can do is just kind of walk y'all through some of like my life a little bit, and then give y'all some scientific data, and then maybe we can figure something out. I think that I will be continuing this topic, not the next video, but sometime in the future. Hey, look, it's the lamp again. I have an iPad mini. So, anger is an intense emotional response, oftentimes indicated by somebody's direct violation to your personal boundaries. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I remember the first time in retrospect, me getting very angry. I think I was about what's 7, 8, 9. What's fourth grade? 9 years old? Yeah, 9 years old. Before that, so it was third grade, and my teacher was just she was a bad teacher. So, but nah, I'm gonna go back to this fourth grade story, and I remember the girl's name. Her name was Ryan. She was a Puerto Rican girl, and we were friends. We were friends after the fact, but what happened was she did something. She wanted me to do something. I was like, man, if you don't get, and I was like, really trying to tell her I don't want to do what you're trying to get me to do. And it was in class, and it was like some assignment we had to do, and she was wrong, and I knew she was wrong. I knew she was wrong, and I was trying to explain to her that she was wrong. And so she wouldn't take no for an answer, and then all of a sudden, oh, we were in a group project, and then all of a sudden, I just screamed, and I was like, leave me alone. And it was so loud, and I was so angry, and I felt like a Super Saiyan. And the whole class just like stopped, and she looked at me in shock. And then I looked at myself like, oh man, what did I just do? But I tried to warn you. So, usually like Taco Bell gives you like them little plastic bags, like a little sandwich bag almost. But last night I had ordered so much food, like they gave me this big old giant grocery bag type thing, and I was like, well, dang, yeah. And it smelled so good, and it was so good. So anyway, I felt like at that time, by definition, she violated my personal boundaries. My personal boundary is I'm black or white, right or wrong, and just leave me be. But I can say that I have gotten a lot better with my anger, like a lot better. So we're going to be talking about anger management and things like that, and the root of it, or at least the root that I know that I had. So, what happens when you're angry, very angry? Well, increased heart rate, blood pressure rises. We all know that. Adrenaline, you feel like you're superhuman. Actually, you get like super strength, because I've been angry a lot of times, and I can do things that normally I wouldn't be able to do. And I was like, oh man, this is. Let's see. Anger isn't necessarily bad. Like, there's good anger. It's just how we react to anger and how we let it affect our bodies. Because like, say for instance, you're watching a news story and somebody gets raped or kidnapped or something like that, and you get angry. You know what I'm saying? You get angry, and that's like a somebody violating justice. type of anger. It's like a righteous anger. And so, that's a good type. And so I'm angry. But we all have like different types of anger. There's the quiet, plotting anger. Then there's the um, explosive anger. There's the acute, under the radar anger. I mean, there's so many different types. You got people who throw fits, throw tantrums, all things like that. We all express anger and it manifests in different ways. With me, it's like it's either quick and sudden, or it's like a slow build up, and it's like, okay, all right, okay, all right. Then the tipping point.
Warning. Self-destruct sequence activated. Three, two, one.
You get to that point where you just don't care what happens. And it's funny, it's like there's an anger where you can't control yourself, but with me, the worst kind of anger is when you get above that level, right? And now it's like you're just as angry, but now you can control yourself and you're in your right mind, but you're just as angry. I think that's dangerous. So what do you do? Like, what do you do when you're angry? Hmm. Man, I used to break stuff like constantly, like, those glass pots and pans, punch walls, throw stuff, break stuff, just, even hit myself. Oh man, just an angry individual. So eventually, I had to realize that, man, I got to control some of this anger because I would get headaches and stuff, and I'm like, man, I ain't about that life. I don't want no headaches. So, you just have to realize what your triggers are. You have to realize what makes you angry, and not necessarily try to avoid it, but to prepare yourself to handle yourself accordingly and in a more appropriate manner. For instance, stupidity really makes me angry. It really makes me angry. And so if I know that stupidity makes me angry, then when I anticipate it, I will know that, okay, this could get me angry eventually, but now I know how to handle it when it comes up. Liars make me angry. People who don't want to do right makes me angry. People who do others wrong, people who do me wrong, all of that makes me angry. And so once, I'm a good judge of character. And if I see that in you, and I know eventually you're going to make me angry, but how I choose to respond to that is a choice. And then even after that, even if I don't respond the best way, after I respond to the response, how can I fix that? Or how can I make sure that, I guess that brings me to what I was talking about earlier, the root. And just seeing people done wrong, or seeing people not want to do right, or people violate me, sometimes in my perception. I had a lot of things done wrong to me growing up. So, you know, those are triggers. Those are triggers. And, irritability is a form of anger. And that could just be by not getting enough sleep, not eating the right things, not being around the right people, the right situations. We can do a lot of, negativity to ourselves. So it came to a point where, um, I just had to get some therapy. And one helpful thing that I learned was just, and we've all heard this and seen this, um, deep breaths, deep breaths, and it's like, but really it does work. It works if you just take a step back and you just like, yeah. And then, other practical things is just, learning to forgive, learning humility, um, and not the negative type of pride. Learn to let things go, go on with the flow. A lot of that can alleviate a lot of anger. In my case, I'm still dealing with anger, but it has gotten rid of a lot of my anger. Um, it's funny, people can read you too, and this older man at my church, he, you know, barely knows me, and he was like, you're not a mean person, but I can tell you have a temper. And he said, yeah, you're a nice guy, but you don't take any mess. And I was just like, you're very good, sir. You're very good. All right, man. So, I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. So, if you got any ideas, videos, any comments, anything you want me to, talk about, anything like that, just let me know.